Hello everybody and welcome to Noise in a Book. Today I'm doing my top 5 Wednesday for books you would recommend to new readers. Now I wasn't quite sure how to interpret that, so I decided I was going to go with my personal connotation of reader being someone who reads for enjoyment. They read because they're passionate about it and they love reading. They're not just someone who reads, because I feel like everybody reads something. So if I was trying to get someone to join BookTube or understand why I love reading so much and why I want to read such a diverse amount of books, these are the books I would recommend to them. Number 5 is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. This is one of those books that made me realize that sci-fi and even fantasy, even though this isn't fantasy, can be about so much more than just spaceships and slaying dragons. So fast-paced. It's very intricate. I love the battle room. And I also love watching Ender grow and change. I love the characters in this book. I would definitely recommend this for someone who's looking to get passionate about science fiction, and that science fiction can be so much more than just science. But the science is cool too. It's just books can have an effect on people, and this book had a very profound effect on me, especially when you sit back and realize it's all happening to a bunch of 12-year-olds. And this book makes me cry every time I read it. Number 4 is going to be The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This book introduced me to world building and how rich an environment could be. And also, it introduced me to the reluctant hero, the fact that anybody can be a hero and anybody can be important when it comes to that point in battle. If I think someone would really enjoy Lord of the Rings or the Silmarillion, or if anyone would enjoy Tolkien, I always recommend The Hobbit first, because I feel like if The Hobbit can hook you, you will love everything else that he does. Also, this one's a little bit easier to get through than Lord of the Rings and some of the other epic fantasies, but it still has that very epic fantasy feel, which is what I love about it. Number 3, I do not have a physical copy of it. It is Lord of the Flies. I will insert a picture here. At this time, I'll put in a little picture of the cover. This made me realize that I could love classics, because we read it in high school, and everything we always read in high school I always found really boring. It's a very quick and simple read, but the author still is able to put so much into that book, and that's what excites me about reading, is the hidden themes and the messages and what the author is trying to communicate. And I felt that what the author was trying to communicate in that book was not only very clear, but very well done, and done completely through story and through character without any extra explanation. My number 2 is going to be Black Like Me by John Howard Griffin. This book got me excited about reading nonfiction. I always thought nonfiction is boring. Who could be interested in those type of books and anything like that? And Black Like Me, it's a quick, short, little read, which I always look for when I'm recommending books to new readers and people I know don't read a lot. I always try and look for things that are very simple and very to the point. And Black Like Me is very easy to read, but it's also still very profound, and it's also still very important. And I would recommend this for anyone looking to get into nonfiction. Last but not least, and it should be no surprise to anybody, my number 1 book for new readers is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you are. The characters are amazing. The world building is amazing. The plot line is fantastic in this. One of the biggest reasons I haven't been doing a lot of top 5 is like last week when the top 5 was your top 5 sequels. That would have just been Harry Potter 3 through 7 for me. The reason that 2 doesn't get included is because I could only pick a top 5. I recommend Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone to just about anybody who's looking to get into reading. I think it's a very great jumping off point for all ages. If anything is going to get anyone into reading, it is going to be Harry Potter. Because how could it not? It's beautiful. Yay. If you haven't read any of these books, I would highly recommend picking any of them up. They're all very good, and they're all relatively quick reads. I would say the hardest out of all of them would probably be The Hobbit. The Hobbit or Ender's Game are probably going to be the longest ones. Thank you so much for reading, and have a great day. I am almost done with History of Rome Volume 1. I am so close. Let's see. See, that's all I have left. It's just this little bit right here. My biggest problem, though, is the last 15 pages, the font is all this size. this is the size of the font for the last 15 pages. So I hope I will have a review for you next week, but I don't know, because I'm so close to being done with the first volume. So close, it's driving me crazy. I just want to finish it, which starts, I think, at about 500 and something odd BC, and I'm at about 300 and something odd BC. So, soon. I hope this doesn't take me more than, I hope this little itty bitty teensy bit doesn't take me more than like a day or two. But I mean, in reality, who knows? This book has taken me forever. I thought I was going to be able to get through 2 volumes of this in March, and that's not happening. This is going to take me a while.